Hi, with or without any connection with Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump did not violently rape any children. And no women or children were pimped off to Donald Trump by Jeffrey Epstein. And there is a sworn testimony to which the transcripts are being held back from the Trump administration. Testimony that could potentially exonerate Donald Trump.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people? You're watching the MC Too Tall Show. I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. Last couple of days, there was a judge that denied the transcripts to the Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony. There's a sworn testimony before a grand jury, and the Trump administration is denied the transcripts. And this wasn't the first time it happened. This is actually the second time in a 2-week period. So, the one from the other day is this creep right here. This freaking creep. Look at him. He's a cryptic-looking creep. And this cryptic-looking creep is denying the Trump administration the evidence, the concrete proof that Donald Trump did not say to some little girl, "Come here, little girl, let me rape you like you should be." Because that's how the freaking left believes things went down. No, they know the truth, but they want to push a narrative like Donald Trump is out there molesting the children side by side with Jeffrey Epstein. And this creep is holding back the truth of otherwise. He's holding back the truth and the proof of otherwise. And it's people like that. Of course, Biden appointed. The other judge was Obama appointed. Let's look at that other judge. Yeah, he's so ugly that you had to come up with a composite sketch because he's so cryptic and creepy looking. They had to come up with a composite sketch for him. These judges are pricks. These are scumbags. These are people who belong in the bowels of hell. So many levels of hell, where belong the left? They're not human, I tell you. You can't reason with them. You can only give them pain, punishment and pain. And they need to feel the wrath of their own consequence, of their actions. They need to have a fear of consequence for their actions. And so, what these judges are doing for the Obama administration are serving the Obama and Biden administrations well even though none of these two men are president anymore. What they're doing to the Trump administration is completely uncalled for, unethical, and immoral. But what would you expect from leftist judges? Expect the immoral from the left. Always expect the most unethical, most immoral, most despicable, disgraceful, and disgusting manner of behavior from the left. If it comes from the left, there's nothing good that could come of it. There is nothing good that could come of it, nothing productive that could come of it, nothing that serves the greater good of humanity can come from the left. Now, why would these two judges hold back these transcripts? Is she on the stand saying, no, Donald Trump did not dabble kids, Donald Trump never dabbled with kids, Donald Trump never diddled the kids? Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is no more of a child molester than I am. Okay? Let me take the punishment for what you think Donald Trump did. Please, let me take it. ATS, all the smoke. Give me the punishment you think Donald Trump deserves. Please. Come at John Krantz, not Donald Trump. That's how much I believe, wholeheartedly, that Donald Trump is innocent of anything unethical or immoral.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. And we are doing this on behalf of a pizzeria in town called Frederico's, and they speak Spanish at Frederico's, and they're located at 2313 86th Street in Brooklyn, New York. My guess is that's right near the cafe that I like to drink my coffee at and chop it up with all my friends that hang out at said cafe. So anyway, these people that handed me this flyer wholeheartedly support what I'm saying to you right now. Donald Trump is innocent of any wrongdoing with regard to anything having to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Because if they really had proof that he was doing stuff with Jeffrey Epstein, they would show it. They would have showed it. The Democrats had more access to this than anyone associated with Donald Trump ever did, and still do today. The Democrats have more Donald Trump is president, yet the Democrats in government have more access to Jeffrey Epstein stuff than Donald Trump does. Yes, it's unbelievable. Yes, it's unfair. But that is the case. That's what's happening. You know? It's like, and if you don't believe it, then you're probably the same type of people that don't believe there's an Illuminati or even a God. We are in times where it's right versus wrong, good versus evil, God versus the devil, and Donald Trump versus the Illuminati. And the Illuminati is behind a lot of things bad in this world. And it is a group with selfishness just pouring through their icy veins. And they cannot wait to control the population. That's why they're reducing the population to a manageable level. AIDS was created in a lab to bring the population down to a manageable level. Coronavirus was created in a lab, or at least modified in a lab, to bring down the population, to bring it down to a manageable level. The vaccines that were supposed to help mankind reduced the population to a manageable level instead. They need their slave class. And you have to look at the history of who could possibly be behind it. Some spineless Republicans are going along to get along. Well, let's look at the Democrats for a minute. They're the ones who supported slavery. They're the ones who fought hard to keep and maintain slavery. They hated John Quincy Adams for speaking out against slavery. They were happy when he died on the steps of Congress, on his way to sign a bill that probably would have ended slavery in the 1840s. I mean, to help pass a bill that would have ended slavery as early as the 1840s. They hated Lincoln, and whether or not John Wilkes Booth was a registered Democrat is irrelevant. The Democrats sent him to kill Abraham Lincoln. The Democrats, even off their own, they're responsible for the death of fellow Democrat John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Now, speaking of slaves again, they're the ones supporting the slave class of illegal aliens coming into the country and busting their ass for less money than what they're worth. Because if they can't have free labor, maybe they could settle for cheap labor. That's why they're big proponents of outsourcing, where the labor laws are a lot different than here. So companies that outsource are for slavery, and thus have to be run by Democrats. So with all this history tying Democrats to slavery, who do you think is trying to bring down the population of the country? They want to depopulate, enslave, and so much more. World domination, man. I'm talking to you about it. World domination. And so, to try to make the court of public opinion turn against Donald Trump, they are concealing all proof that completely separates Donald Trump from Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein's shenanigans. They want you to believe that Donald Trump is going into pre-K classes and daycare centers raping little girls. They want you believing this. They want you to believe that somewhere out there are 12-year-old girls that are traumatized and suffer from PTSD due to some sort of violent rape that Donald Trump supposedly committed on them when they were anywhere between the ages of 6 and 9 years old. None of it's true. None of it's true, because if Donald, I'm so sure of it. I'm so sure of it. Before the evidence even comes up, I'll take the punishment for. I'll take the punishment for it from anybody that believes that that's what Donald Trump did. That's how sure of it, and that's how sure I am that Donald Trump didn't do any of that. But these creepy, cryptic judges want to hold back testimony, sworn testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell, proving Donald Trump's innocence of any wrongdoing. It's the Democrats that groom children. It's the Democrats that send their blue-wigged wearing, obviously male minions wearing bikini tops with their 5 o'clock shadows to lean over to little boys in kindergarten class and say, maybe you're meant to be a girl. And to sneak them over to the school nurse so the school nurse could bombard them with female hormones. This way, by the time they're the ripe old age of 14, they could be concubines for filthy, rich, and disgusting Democrat men. I'm telling you, the Democrats are immoral and disgusting, and they're all about dressing little boys as women so that they could rape them. It's a cult, I tell you. It's a vicious, demonic cult. And this is why I say all the time, you gotta be in tune with God. You gotta go through life asking God for guidance every day. And everything you do, whether it's picking up this food menu, picking up this cup of coffee, you gotta ask yourself every little thing. When you decide to clip your damn toenails, even, you gotta ask yourself with every action, does this go against God? And if the answer is yes, back away from it. Try your best, at least, to back away from it. I know there are temptations of this world that people give into. And I'm not saying that I haven't given into certain temptations. I mean, I've engaged in premarital sex, for example. But you gotta try your best to back away from things that God has told you goes against God. And with that said, this concludes this episode of the MC Too Tall Show. I know what I'm talking about. So respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Follow, share, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, and your hardcore, fierce, and sexy New York City goth scene ambassador, MC Too Tall. Be good out there. Please be good.